Babe, so there's this whole thing that the average millionaire has 7 streams of income. And I know a lot of people, instead of focusing on their primary income, they think that the problem is that they need to diversify their income. What do you think about that? Like, should people focus on the primary income or should they focus on diversifying to get 7 streams?
So apparently seven streams of income is what, so what you're saying is people are thinking like, oh, in order for me to become a millionaire, I need to have 7 streams of income.
Right.
That's not what they're saying, right?
And they think like if I just diversify and get a second
That's not
stream.
how it works. Okay, my personal opinion, no empirical evidence, this is, I'm no, I don't have 7 streams of income.
Right.
But I understand that statistic came from like the IRS, right? Okay, so you think about it, right? Logically, right?
Okay.
If you're starting off, how are you going to develop 7 streams of income? If you're a fresh college grad starting your career, you're gonna have a full-time 40-hour job, whatever it may be, full-time. How do you have 7 streams? So the thinking is flawed. When you get to a certain level of net worth and liquidity, when you're wealthy, it takes money to make money. So from what you mentioned, to me, like, we talked about this before, right? About what the IRS said, like you have like standard, like stable income streams to real estate and all that. Like, so this is my point. When you make a lot of money, when you're on your way to become wealthy, you start having excess liquidity, excess net worth that you can put to work. So what do? You have a stock portfolio or you have a bond portfolio that spits out dividends. That's one stream of income. You make a lot of money and then you have excess money, right? Your savings, whatever, you go buy a piece of property.
Rental income.
Then you get rental income, right? You get really, really wealthy, you have friends, and you go partner up in some business, and that business is successful. You have another stream of income.
Right.
So it's true, right? As a banker, for high net worth clients, like 7 is like on the low end. Our clients with like 50 streams, but they didn't start off like that. They started off in whatever they were doing to get to a certain, as they grew their wealth, they had excess capacity to do more investments, open more businesses, and that's how you add to it.
Right.
You don't start off thinking, I need 7 streams of income to become a millionaire. It's non sequitur, it's upside down.
Right.
When you get wealthy, as the wealthier you get,
it happens naturally.
The diversification is like this. Okay, so I think the word diversification is confusing people who are not sophisticated enough to understand what this means. Okay. So if I'm a business owner, right? Let's just say I'm an entrepreneur. I have this wonderful whatever business, right? And I've seen this before when I was a CFO. A lot of the people who build these big businesses to get very wealthy, they tend to like take every single penny they make and put it back in the business. The diversifying, millionaires diversifying means, hey, I see it all the time. People this is LA, real estate's big.
Right.
So many of my clients and my friends, whatever, they get very wealthy doing their thing, whatever their business is, whatever that business does.
Right.
But how do they diversify, right? You take a month, okay, you don't want to put everything you make out of the business back in the business because you're just putting all your eggs in one basket.
Right.
Economy changes something, bam, the ship goes down, you go down with it. So what you do is, hey, I have this great business, I make money, so what, I'm going to buy some real estate here with the money I make from this business, right? Or I'm going to go buy a bond I'm going to put my money in a bond portfolio for income. I'm going to buy an annuity for a different stream of income. You're diversifying it. So as you get wealthier, you start diversifying the use of all the wealth as you build.
So what you're saying is you don't diversify to get there. You
No.
diversify once
as
you get
you
there.
are getting there, however you get there, right? Then you start diversifying because the whole concept of that, any smart, wealthy, person, you have to have some ability, to be a very successful entrepreneur, to be wealthy. The smart moves are don't keep putting your money back into the business because you're basically putting your eggs all in one basket, right? You want to have like multiple baskets as your one nest egg, which is your business. However you got wealthy as you're getting there. Okay. You want to be able to put one egg, take an egg out of that basket and put it in another basket because then they're unrelated. So if this basket gets stolen, you got eggs in other baskets.
Right.
Right. So the point being, I guess, the point being is, you do what you do to try and get wealthy. I mean, there's no formula for that, right? If you're an engineer and you work in a tech company, you get a big salary, that's your start. That's your lane. That's what you're trying to develop your career. Whether it be a career or if you're a young person out of college and you don't like working with someone, you go start a little company. That's your lane to develop your your business, yourself, to develop your income. As you build your income, I think what the message is that don't keep, try to, don't keep reinvesting it back into that one source of income. Now that's for entrepreneurs who start a business, right? If someone gets, builds their career through a W-2, then, you don't, then it's what's your second, where do you put your money in your 401k, right? So you make a lot more money and you max out your 401k, you have excess money, what do you do with it, right? You don't, start something else.
Yeah.
Put it somewhere else, buy a piece of property, I don't know, whatever it may be, but keep, you don't want to put all your sources of the source of your income or the preservation of your wealth into one basket. You have to split it all up, because then if crap happens, the whole ship doesn't go down. You're diversified. That's what it means.
Got it.